You know what separates arrogance from humility? 6 seconds. Let me set the scene. It's Long Beach, late 1960s. The air in the gym is stale, smelling of old leather and sweat. Standing in the center of the ring is a heavyweight contender, 220 pounds of conditioned muscle, a man who makes his living trading concussions. Opposite him, Bruce Lee, 135 pounds. The heavyweight looks down, smirks, and drops a line that would haunt him for the rest of his life. He points at the padded gloves and says, "You realize, out on the street those rules protect you, not me." Here's the problem: he thought he was looking at an actor. He thought he was looking at a dancer. He didn't realize he was staring at a human weapon, optimized by physics to deliver maximum force in minimum time. He said the rules protected Bruce. 6 seconds later, there were no rules left, and the heavyweight, he wasn't standing anymore. Stay until the end because I'm going to reveal the exact physics behind the stop hit that Bruce used to dismantle a man twice his size. But first, we have to understand the context. In the mid-20th century, combat sports were defined by weight classes, for good reason. Mass moves mass. Physics dictates that if two objects collide, the heavier, denser object usually wins. This was the accepted reality. Then came this man. Bruce Lee didn't just want to prove them wrong. He wanted to shatter their entire understanding of human capability. The heavyweight in our story, let's call him the challenger, operated on the assumption of durability. He believed in the tank strategy. You take a hit to give a hit, you wear the opponent down. You rely on the rules, the rounds, the referee, the gloves. Bruce operated on a completely different frequency. The challenger looked at Bruce and saw a victim. Bruce looked at the challenger and saw a target moving in slow motion. Here, something most people don't know about this encounter: it wasn't an ego match for Bruce. It was a laboratory experiment. Let's talk about the mindset of a heavyweight boxer in that era. These guys were tough. They were conditioned to go 15 rounds. Their necks were thick layers of muscle designed to absorb shock. When the challenger told Bruce the rules protect you, he was making a calculation based on traditional data. He saw a size discrepancy of nearly 90 pounds. In his mind, if he grabs Bruce, it's over. If he leans on Bruce, it's over. Wrong mindset. Here is where the instant regret begins to form. The challenger was betting on strength. Bruce was betting on neuroscience. Specifically, reaction time. The average human visual reaction time is about 0.25 seconds. For a trained boxer, maybe 0.15 seconds. That's the time it takes for the eye to see a punch, the brain to process it, and the body to move. Bruce Lee had trained his neuromuscular pathways to bypass conscious thought. He wasn't reacting, he was intercepting. The challenger makes his first mistake before the fight even starts. He assumes Bruce is going to play his game. He assumes Bruce will move like a boxer, bob, weave, circle. But Bruce didn't move like a boxer, he moved like a fencer. He stood with his strong side forward. No telegraphing, no chambering the hip, just pure explosive forward momentum. The challenger smirked because he saw a small man. He failed to see the kinetic chain-loaded Lycia coiled spring, ready to release energy faster than the human eye could track. The challenger said no rules. Bruce nodded, he took off the gloves, he threw them to the side. And the room went silent. Before we break down those 6 seconds, let me set the scene. They square off, no ring ropes, just open space. The challenger raises his hands, tucking his chin. He's protecting his jaw, preparing to walk Bruce down. He takes a step forward. Here's the key detail everyone misses. When the challenger steps forward, he commits his weight. For a split second, he is vulnerable. He is committed to a trajectory he cannot change. Gravity wins, you're fighting physics. Bruce waits for that exact microsecond of commitment. Second 1 and 2, the feint, Bruce twitches his lead shoulder just a millimeter. The challenger's eyes widen, his brain screams threat, and he tenses his abdominal muscles. He prepares for a strike to the body. This is a manipulation of the startle-flinch response. Bruce hacked the man's nervous system. Second 3 and 4, the interception. The challenger, realizing it was a feint, tries to reset, but he's already frozen for that fraction of a second. Bruce explodes. This wasn't move-a-magic, this was pure fascial elasticity. Bruce drives off his rear leg, utilizing plantar flexion to generate horizontal force. He closes the gap 6 feet in less time than it takes to blink. The challenger throws a jab, a heavy, lumbering piston intended to take Bruce's head off. But Bruce doesn't block, he doesn't dodge. He strikes into the attack. Bruce's lead hand shoots out not in a curve but in a straight line. the shortest distance between 2 points. His fist connects with the challenger's face before the challenger's arm is fully extended. Clean, controlled, impossible. Second 5 and 6, the reality check. The force of Bruce's strike wasn't just arm strength. It was his entire body mass multiplied by velocity focused into 2 knuckles. The challenger's head snaps back. His vestibular system, the balance center in the inner ear, is violently disrupted. His legs turn to jelly. It wasn't a knockout in the sense that he was unconscious. It was a shutdown. His brain simply could not process the speed off the data it just received. He hits the mat. Bruce is already standing over him, perfectly balanced, breathing rhythmically. He hasn't broken a sweat. The challenger looks up, the smirk is gone, the arrogance is gone. In 6 seconds, his entire worldview, that size equals dominance, that rules protect the weak, has been dismantled. He realizes that the gloves weren't there to protect Bruce from his power. They were there to slow Bruce down. Bruce extends a hand. He pulls the big man up. This is the difference between a fighter and a martial artist. A fighter beats you, a martial artist teaches you. The challenger told witnesses later, "I never saw it coming. It was like fighting a ghost with a sledgehammer." So what's the real lesson here? It's not about fighting, it's about the limitations we place on ourselves. The heavyweight lived in a box defined by rules, weight classes, and conventional wisdom. He thought he was safe because he fit the description of tough. Bruce Lee rejected the box. He rejected the style. He rejected the very idea that a small man is at a disadvantage. He didn't rely on hope, he relied on systematic obsession. The instant regret didn't come from the pain of the punch. It came from the realization that everything the boxer thought he knew was wrong. Your body can do far more than your brain allows, but only if you stop hiding behind the rules of what you think is possible. If this shifted your perspective on what's possible, hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications because next video, I'm breaking down Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch using actual physics equations. And I'll show you how to generate maximum force from minimal distance. It's going to change how you think about power generation completely. I'll leave you with Bruce's own words. If you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there, you must go beyond them. Those 9 seconds in 1972, that was Bruce going beyond. Now it's your turn. Stop accepting limits. Start demonstrating possibilities.